Welcome to SATV News. This is Anaf Hussain with our headlines. Tariq Rahman is returning home tomorrow. BNP ready to give homecoming reception at 300 feet. Salahuddin apologizes in advance for public suffering. February election must not be postponed, NCB tells Election Commission. TIB finds around Taka 30 billion irregularities in 6 BPDP solar projects during fascist government's regime. Now in details. BNP Standing Committee member and convener of the Tariq Rahman Homecoming Committee, Salahuddin Ahmed, outlined the party's plans surrounding Tariq Rahman's return to Bangladesh. Speaking at a press conference at the BNP chairperson's office in Gulshan today, Salahuddin said that after landing at the airport, Tariq Rahman will go directly to Evercare Hospital to see BNP chairperson Khaleda Zia. He will briefly join the reception program at 300 feet on the way for a very short time, where he will express his gratitude to the people of the country. Salahuddin said he added that there will be no second speaker at the reception event after the Tariq Rahman. According to Mr. Salahuddin, the day after his return on Friday, after Jummah prayers, Tariq Rahman will visit the grave of BNP founder Ziaur Rahman. From there, he will proceed to the National Martyrs Memorial. On Saturday, he will visit the grave of July warrior Osman Hadi and also register as a voter, he said. BNP has finalized another phase of seat sharing with its allied parties, conceding 10 additional parliamentary constituencies as part of a broader electoral understanding ahead of the 13th national parliamentary election scheduled for February 12. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir announced the decision at a press conference held at the party's chairperson office in Gulshan this afternoon. He said the allocations following long and detailed discussions with parties that were partners in the simultaneous movement against the government. Under the latest arrangement, leaders from the Jatiyo Party, National People's Party, Islami Oikko Jot, Gana Odhikar Porishod, Nagorik Oikko, Bangladesh Revolutionary Workers' Party and Gano Samaghati Andolon will contest from agreed constituencies, some under their own party symbols and other under the BNP's electoral symbol. The chief of party, according to the Mirza Fakhrul Nagorik Oikko president, Mahmudur Rahman Manna will contest from Bogura 2. Jatiyo Party chairman Mustafa Jamal Haider from Pirojpur 1. NPP chairman Fariduz Zaman Farhad from Narail 2. Islami Oikko Jot leader Mufti Rashid bin Waqas from Jashar 5. Ghana Odhikar Porishod president Nurul Haq Nur from Potuakhali 1, 3. And its general secretary Muhammad Rashid Khan from Jhinaida 4. Bangladesh Revolutionary Workers' Party General Secretary Saiful Haq has been allotted Dhaka 12, while Ghana Samagati Andolon Chief Coordinator Junaid Saki will contest from Brahmabad. The National Citizen Party has demanded the parliamentary election and the referendum be held on the scheduled date without any postponement. NCP Chief Coordinator Nasiruddin Patwari spoke about it today after meeting with Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin at the Nirbachan Bhavan in Agarga. An event is scheduled to take place in the country on Wednesday, and another party has announced a rally on Jan 3. The trial process over Sharif Osman bin Hadi's murder has yet to be completed. Patwari said, considering the unstable situation in the country, we have asked the Election Commission to ensure the polls are held on the announced date of February 12. We have also inquired about the steps the EC has taken in this regard, he added. Patwari said the EC had informed them that it consulted the 3 service chiefs. They have the capability and want to organize the election on February 12, he added. Irregularities amounting to over Taka 29.27 billion over identified in 6 government and independent power producer solar projects undertaken by Bangladesh Power Development Board between October 2010 and October 2025, according to a study released by Transparency International Bangladesh. Citing BPDP accounts, TIB in the study said an average of Taka 80 million per megawatt is required for solar power generation. The 6 projects covered by the study were estimated to cost an average of Taka 138 million per megawatt, more than 1.5 times higher. These projects required a total excess expenditure of Taka 29.27 billion over the required amount. TIB disclosed the findings at a press briefing held at its Dhanmondi office in Dhaka City today. MD Nawazullah Molla, Coordinator Energy Governance, TIB, and Ashna Islam, Assistant Coordinator in Energy Governance, TIB, presented the study findings at the press conference. The International Crimes Tribunal has ordered the commencement of trial against 4 individuals, including former BGB officer Lieutenant Colonel Muhammad Redwanul Islam, in a crime against humanity case over the killing of 28 people in the capital's Rampura area during the July uprising. ICT1 issued the order today after framing formal charges against the accused. The recording of testimony in the case will begin on 20 January next year. At the outset of the hearing, the tribunal rejected defense petitions seeking the discharge of the accused. ICT Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Tajul Islam appeared for the prosecution along with prosecutors Abdullah Al-Noman, Shahidul Islam and others. Lawyer Hamidullah Misbah represented the 2 arrested accused, while State Defense Lawyer MD Amir Hussain was also present in court. Early on 21 December, State-appointed lawyer MD Amir Hussain represented the 2 absconding accused, while Hamidul Misbah urged on behalf of the 2 in custody. Justice Jubair Rahman Chaudhary of the Appellate Division has been appointed as the Chief Justice, succeeding Justice Syed Rifat Ahmed at the apex of the country's judiciary. Justice Rifat had assumed the top judicial post during the political upheaval of 2024 following the student-led mass uprising. Having reached the retirement age of 67, he is set to retire on December 27 and is currently in Saudi Arabia performing Umrah. In his absence, Justice Jubair Rahman has been playing the role. The government has officially issued a gazette today appointing the new Chief Justice. He is scheduled to take the oath of office from President MD Shahabuddin at Bangabhavan. Viewers, we are taking a short break. Stay with us.
সারা দেশে লাখো মানুষের কঠোর কর্মতৎপরতা ও নিষ্ঠায় এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস এখন 16 কোটি মানুষের হাতের নাগালে। দীর্ঘ 30 বছর ধরে বিশ্বস্ততা ও দ্রুততার সাথে সেবা দেওয়ায় গ্রাহক সেবায় এখন শীর্ষে। বাংলাদেশে গ্রাহক সেবার সাফল্যের পর এসএ পরিবহন পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস এখন বিশ্ব বাণিজ্য কেন্দ্র সিঙ্গাপুরে। আপনার যে কোনো পণ্য সিঙ্গাপুর থেকে বাংলাদেশে বুকিংয়ের জন্য যোগাযোগ করুন। এসএ পরিবহন প্রাইভেট লিমিটেড, লজিস্টিক্স পার্সেল অ্যান্ড কুরিয়ার সার্ভিস, 22 রবার্টস লেন, সিঙ্গাপুর 218302। ফোন 0065 629 24900। বাংলাদেশ থেকে সিঙ্গাপুরে পণ্য বুকিংয়ের জন্য যোগাযোগ করুন ঢাকা শহরে।
Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. News from abroad. The Libyan Army's Chief of Staff Muhammad Ali Ahmed al-Haddad died in a plane crash on Tuesday after leaving Turkey's capital Ankara. Libyan Prime Minister said, adding that 4 others were on the jet as well. According to Turkey's Interior Minister, air traffic controllers lost contact with Dassault Falcon 50 type jet carrying the Libyan military chief and other home after visit to Turkey. The plane departed from Ankara's Ezboga airport at 8 p.m. local time. Ali Yerkila said on X, contact with the jet was lost 40 minutes after he said. Burhantan Duran, head of Turkish Presidency Communication Directorate, said the private jet had reported a technical failure, requesting an emergency landing. As a result, the plane then lost contact with air traffic control before crashing 70 kilometers south of Ankara. Three people were killed by a bomb on Wednesday in Moscow after 2 police officers approached a man acting suspiciously near the site where a senior general was killed 2 days ago by a car bomb. Russia claimed that the bomb was planted by Ukrainian intelligence. Russia's State Investigation Committee said that when 2 police officers approached a man who was acting strongly, they were killed by an explosive device, adding that a 3rd person was also killed. It did not specify who the 3rd person was. It said it opened criminal cases under clauses dealing with the murder of law enforcement officers and the illegal trafficking of bombs. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has said the Israeli military will never fully withdraw from the Gaza Strip and that an army unit will be established inside the Palestinian enclave. Speaking on Tuesday, Katz said Israeli forces would remain deployed throughout Gaza, despite a United States-backed peace plan signed by Israel and Hamas in October that calls for a full Israeli military withdrawal and rules out the re-establishment of Israeli civilian settlements in the territory. In due course, Nahal will be established in outposts in northern Gaza. Katz added, addressing settlement expansions in the West Bank, Katz said Netanyahu's government is a settlements government. It strives for action. 2 men were found guilty on Tuesday of plotting to kill hundreds in an IS-inspired gun rampage against the Jewish community in England. A planned attack, investigators say, demonstrates the resurgent risk posed by the militant group. Police and prosecutors said Walid Sadawi and Amar Hussain, who went on trial a week after an unrelated deadly attack on a Sungage in the nearby northwest city of Manchester in October, were Islamic extremists who wanted to use automatic firearms to kill as many Jews as they could. Had their plans come to fruition, it would have resulted in one of, if not the deadliest terrorist attack in UK history, said Assistant Chief Constable Robert Plotz, in charge of counter-terrorist policing in northwest England. Australia's most populous state on Wednesday passed sweeping new gun and anti-terror rules following a mass shooting on Bondi Beach, tightening firearm ownership, banning public display of terror symbols, and strengthening police power to curb protests. The New South Wales State Parliament passed the Terrorist and Other Legislation Amendment Bill early morning after the Upper House approved the bill by 18 votes to 8 during an emergency sitting. Premier Chris Minns said not all residents of New South Wales would support the tough reforms, but his government was doing everything possible to keep people safe. In the wake of the December 14th shooting at Jewish Hanukkah celebration, while 15 people were killed and dozens wounded. Under the new gun laws, individuals' license will be capped at 4, while farmers will be permitted to own up to 10 guns. Police will be granted more powers to impose restrictions on protests for up to 3 months after declared terror attacks.
Legislation, extreme hate symbols in our community, and also the toughest gun restrictions of any jurisdiction in the country.
A suspect is dead after a police officer was killed in a shooting in Wilmington, Delaware, confirmed police on Tuesday. Delaware State Police reported an active shooter at the Department of Motor Vehicles building in Wilmington just after 2 p.m. local time. Shortly after, police said there was no longer an active shooter and that a suspect had been apprehended. The 44-year-old suspect entered the DMV and shot at a state trooper who was sitting at the reception desk. Delaware State Police Public Information Manager Roshan Rich told media on Tuesday evening. One Delaware state trooper has been confirmed killed during this incident. We're continuing to assess additional injuries, the state police officer force said on X. Later, police said the suspect was dead and continued to advise people to avoid the area. A pair of explosions and a fire apparently sparked by leaking gas ripped through a nursing home near Philadelphia on Tuesday, killing at least 2 people and prompting an intense search for victims in a collapsed portion of the buildings, said officials. 5 people were believed to be missing hours after the blast, and flames ravaged the Silver Lake nursing home in Bristol Township, about 21 miles northeast of Philadelphia. Bristol Township Fire Marshal Kevin DiPolito said. Besides the 2 people who were killed, an unspecified number of survivors were injured. DiPolito said, adding that numerous patients and staff initially trapped inside a demolished portion of the building were rescued. DiPolito said the first firefighters arriving on the scene encountered a major structural collapse with part of the building's first floor crumbling into the basement below. The U.S. Justice Department released a new trove of documents on Tuesday from its investigations into the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including CCTV video and legal records. The latest release comprises around 29,000 pages, with many redactions and dozens of video clips, including several purporting to be shot inside a prison. Epstein was found dead in 2019 after an apparent suicide in a New York jail. The latest material comes a few days after the Trump administration published a large cache of Epstein files in an attempt to comply with a new law forcing disclosure on the politically fraught topic. However, the releases on Friday and Saturday contained extensive redactions, angering some Republicans and doing little diffuse to scandal threatening the party ahead of 2026 midterm elections. Venezuela's ruling party-controlled National Assembly unanimously approved a law on Tuesday that allows prison sentences of up to 20 years for anyone who promotes or finances what it describes as piracy or blockades. The law, which includes other international crimes, comes after recent U.S. actions against Venezuela oil shipments. The U.S. court's government seized a sanctioned supertanker carrying Venezuelan crude earlier this month and attempted to intercept 2 other vessels linked to Venezuela over the weekend. U.S. officials said the draft law to guarantee freedom of navigation and commerce against piracy, blockades, and other international illicit acts was introduced on Monday by pro-government lawmakers. National Assembly President George Rodriguez said at the end of the session that the bill will be sent the executive for approval and will take effect once published in the official gazette. Before ending, we go through the headlines again. Tareq Rahman is returning home tomorrow. BNP ready to give homecoming reception at 300 feet. Saudin apologizes in advance for public suffering. February election must not be postponed, NCB tells Election Commission. CIB finds around Taka 330 billion irregularities in 6 BPDP solar projects during fascist government's regime. You're up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with us.